Hi everyone, welcome to Fara Deep Tutorials. Today we're gonna start learning HTML. HTML is not that hard, and I'm sure that after these tutorials you will know how to code in this language. For now, the only thing you will need is a browser. I'm gonna be using Google Chrome and a text editor. You can use Notepad, but I'm gonna be using Notepad++. And you can get it for free online, so just Google it and you will find it. After you have downloaded everything, let's start with the basic form of our website. HTML uses tags in order to work, but how these tags work? Well, you have to open the tag just like that, put the tag name between those two symbols, then you close it. You wrote exactly the same thing that, and you put that yellow slash on the beginning, and that means it is closing. And then you just will need the content. So you got that tag. If you write that's the right syntax you will need in order to make it work. So let's use some tags for this tutorial. um, Later on I will show you more, but now I'm gonna show you some basic ones. The first one we will talk about is doc type. This one is the declaration that defines the document type. So the browser will know we're gonna be using HTML. Then after that we will need to write HTML tag. Obviously you will need to close it, just not showing the closing part over here. The HTML part is to give the structure of a website. So it is basically a website. Then we're gonna be using the head. Um, we will better talk about head later on, upcoming tutorial. Then is the title that we're gonna see in a few seconds how the title works. Then we're gonna be using the body that is actually whatever you see on the website basically here. And then I'm gonna be using in this tutorial two basic tags that practically they just show text on the screen. So the first one is heating. I put H1, but you can put H1 to H6, 1 being the highest inside and 6 being the lowest. And the other one I'm gonna be using is paragraph. This is mostly used to display text as a paragraph when you have like big text, multiple lines, and all that stuff. So let's just get started and make our first example. So the first thing we need to do is open Notepad++. Then, as you see by default, the document name is called new one. So let's press File, Save As. Let's go to the desktop. Let's create a folder to put everything inside that folder. Let's call it my first website. And the file name we're gonna put here index.html. We're gonna talk about that in our upcoming tutorial. But make sure you always the main page you save it as an index.html. And then press here and scroll it to the top and just press all types. Just press save it, and then Notepad is gonna know we're gonna type some code, and you will see why is this important when you see some color effects through the through the code. So let's start coding. The first thing we will need is the doc type, so the browser knows we're gonna be talking about we're gonna be coding HTML. So let's give it the HTML structure. Get into the habit of closing every single tag. Besides dot tag, there is an exception. You don't need to close it. So let's write the head. The only thing we need the head for now, we're gonna use it for something else later on, is to write the title. How? Just make some space, then press tab, so you make some indent, then press title. You don't need to press enter, you can just write it like that. Or if you feel you need more space, you just press enter, it's up to you. So you go to the middle between the tags and then you put the content. I'm gonna be putting this amazing title. Let's put, oops, I put a comma. I mean that my first website. Let's just make it look great, like that. That's amazing for me. So that's gonna be the title, and when we run this code, you will actually see where the title goes. So now let's see the body. The body, let's close it. As I told you, everything is gonna appear in the main thing. So let's close it. And then let's use the two tags that we were talking about. One is H1. I'm gonna be in the next tutorial talking about the different hidden tags. And actually we will see the difference. But this is going to be our first hidden. Let's also write our first paragraph so you can see how amazing the C works. So let's write, this is our first paragraph. This is going to appear, you will see, our first paragraph. Okay, so now we have this little website, this little code. This is actually a website. You can host it like that. People will see if you do, but that's not exactly what we want. So, but this is a great example for a beginning. So let's save it and then press run. You can run it on Firefox, Mozilla, on Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Safari, but I'm gonna use Google Chrome because for me that's the best browser ever in the history. So this is our amazing website. So see, here is the title as I promised. Look, this is where the title goes. See that this goes new page, and if you press let's say YouTube, it appears YouTube here. That's basically the title of every single website. And this is our first heading. You see, this is the biggest, as is the H1. And this is our little paragraph. As I tell you, that's when you want to write more text. This is basically just for headings. So that's pretty much our first website. Thank you for watching, and let's see you in the next tutorial.